Okay, like I said, I'm Dr. Mrs. Olebara Comfort, and the course I'll be taking is computer graphics and animation. So that's the course. Um, Obviously, I'm taking- yeah. According to Wikipedia, I'm sure we all use Wiki. Computer graphics. We'll talk about graphics before we talk about computer graphics. So by graphics, we talk about visual representation on a surface. Then when we extend it to computer graphics, you're now talking about in digital formats. You understand? So, and then the surface now is your computer screen, which you can have canvas. People in fine art, if you ask them to draw, or if you ask them what is graphics, for them, graphics is what they put down on their canvas. You know, the effects, the emotions they bring in, to life when they, use their paint and their brush. You see their paintings, maybe during exhibitions, you see graphics, you ask them the meaning. You might not know the meaning watching whatever they have presented, but if you ask them, they'll tell you the effects they're trying to bring to life and all that. So for us in computer science, sorry, people, let me allow, admit the new people that just joined. So for us in computer science, if you ask me what graphics is, the way I answer will not be the way somebody in finance will answer, and that's it might not mean the same thing to different. It means the same, different things to different people depending on your career path. Okay, for us now, our course today is computer graphics. So when we say visual representation on a surface, sorry, I'm trying to admit. I hope I will be able to do all this, handle this. Okay. So when we say visual representation, for us in computer science, we're looking at representing those visuals on our computer. So we have maybe an app that has a canvas. You can, I'm sure you heard about Corel Draw. So when you hear Corel Draw, of course, you're thinking of paintings, you're thinking of drawings, whether it's 2D or 3D. So if I ask you what is 2D graphics, what will you tell me? Two dimensions, having X and Y axis. So you just use the object from X axis and Y axis. That means just two dimensions. Then when you say 3D graphics, you're looking at an object from three different dimensions. So it has deeper effect. It has more real life looking effects, you know. So what we are going to start with is the 2D graphics. Then the 3D graphics is more real anyway. So, but by the time we start, I'll show you how to create your 2D graphics, to animate them, because the main course is not just the graphics, it's giving life to the graphics. Now, for the people in fine art again, if you ask them to bring life to their drawings, they try to bring emotions. They try to make the paintings look so real, and then each of the paintings will have a story behind it. For us in computer science, if you ask me to bring something alive, I'll make it like if it's a drawing of a person, I'll make it walk. Do you understand? I'll make it talk. I'll make it dance. Yeah, that kind of thing. So, um, computer graphics, like this course now, will teach you how to do all that. So, and then the tools we'll be using, sorry, these four people, no one enter. So maybe I make somebody else. Okay, they're joining me. Network is kind of not strong with this night because of the rain. So, okay, thank you. That's fine. All right. So, yeah, when we talk about computer graphics now, we think of the pixels, number of pixels. I've told you about the dimensions, which could be 2D or 3D. Now, by pixels, we mean picture elements. Picture element. That's the number of dots per square of each of the graphics that you're representing. Let's say I have a passport picture. Like I just took a passport picture and it's still in my memory card and I want to view it from my system. I don't want to print it out. I just want to view it from my computer. And then I bring it up to my screen. Now, if I zoom it, you will notice that there are dots on that picture. I don't know if you've seen that before. So those dots you see there are the pixels, that the dots that make up the resolution of that picture. So the more dots per each square meter of that picture, that means the higher the resolution of that's the image resolution now. So well, we measure the our graphics by the number of pixels it has. Okay. We're going to be doing different things in this animation class. Now, finally, the tool I'll be using, sorry, let me admit this new system. The tools, not one, because we'll start with Synfig Studio. Synfig Studio kind of allows you create 2D animations and then activate them, add life to them, like the animation part. You can create 4 images and then that completes a work cycle. And then after that, we'll go to Scratch. We'll use Scratch to do some other interesting things, create games and all that. So by God's grace, um, it will be an interesting class. But please get your systems. Don't tell me I don't have computer. You know they take excuse. I beg. Okay. Why is it? Okay. So these are the two tools I'll be using, the Synfig Studio and the Scratch programming. So let me stop this share and get you to introduce yourselves. So while you're doing the introduction, I will power off the Synfig Studio so that you get introduced to the different sections of the app. And then before tomorrow, you should have it installed in your systems. Because if I create my own, I will allow you to kind of create your own also, and then let me see what you've done. You will share your screen. It's not me teaching. No, I will teach, and then you will also present what you have done with what I taught. Okay. So, please, I'm listening. Starting from, I don't know the other, one after the other. Please just introduce yourself. Hello, Grace Amara. Can I hear you? Unmute and let me know the people in my class, please.
Good evening, ma.
Hey, good evening.
My name is Grace. One name Amarachi Grace.
Okay.
Thank you, ma.
Here is your background. You have HND, right?
It's HND.
Yes. This is your like conversion program.
Yes, this is my conversion program.
Okay. So just name and
Thank
just name we do now, please. Next, please. Who else is in the house? Jane.
Good evening, ma.
Yeah.
Good evening, ma.
Okay.
My
Good
name
evening,
is
ma.
Glory Obina.
Glory Obina. Okay, you're welcome. Then who else?
Thank you,
Good
ma.
evening.
Good evening, ma.
Good evening.
My name is Jane Ijoma Ebula,
Okay.
HND conversion.
Okay. Techno
Good
KJ.
evening, ma.
Yes.
I'm Ukigwe Chinonso Joy.
Okay.
Good
Next.
evening, ma.
So please let me advise. Okay, wait, your phone is still showing Techno KJ6. In classes like this, we use our names to register on the Zoom stuff and then sign in with what has our name, so that in the class we can address ourselves using our names. I hope you understand.
Okay, ma.
So
Yes, ma.
um, register your app, your device. So next
Okay.
question. Somebody was introducing me.
Good evening. Good evening,
Yeah,
ma.
good evening. Yeah.
Hello, good evening, ma.
Yes, James, right?
Yes, James Mark Egwin.
Okay. You're
Hello,
welcome.
good evening, ma.
Yeah,
Thank
good
you, ma.
evening. Good evening. Ebirim.
Hello, good evening, ma.
Yeah, good evening.
Yes, ma.
Yeah. Your name, Ebirim Akumna, right? You're
Yes,
welcome.
ma. Good afternoon, Cynthia.
Okay. Who else is in the house that we've not heard from?
Good
Good
evening,
evening,
ma.
ma.
Good evening. That's Clara.
Good evening,
Clara,
ma.
what's the surname, Clara?
I'm fine, ma. My
Good
name is
evening,
This is
ma.
Ramatu.
Michael.
Okay, so see what we are going to do. You just write your full name in the chat and your email
Okay,
address. That will help us so that that becomes our introduction. Okay?
Okay,
Okay.
ma.
I will go through them. Then your email address.
That will be better.
Yes. Thank you. Now back to the class. One of the tools I'll be using is called the ThinkFit Studio. I'm going to give you a little assignment to just launch you onto the platform, onto the class. So the ThinkFit Studio, I have it here. You're going to download it. It's free online. Download I don't know if your system is 32-bit operating system. You download the one for 32-bit. There is 32-bit version and the 64-bit version. So you can download the one that is suitable for your system. So I'm going to just let me share my screen again and open the app. Can you see the screen?
Yes, ma.
Yeah,
yes,
can you
ma.
see something like
Yes,
a
ma'am.
canvas
Yes, ma.
area, like a draft?
Yes, ma.
Okay. The screen we'll be using. This is the app. It's called Synfig Studio. It is used for computer animation, and computer graphics and animations. Basically 2D, but we can actually achieve anything and everything we want with this environment. So the first one, I'm just going to animate something simple, and then you go back and try that. Okay. First, we have on the left side the outline. Follow. I don't know if you can see the cursor if, on the square. I don't know if can you see my cursor moving?
Yes, ma. I can see
Hello.
the cursor.
Okay, so I have
Yes, ma.
Yes,
Yes, ma. I can see.
the outline color, the fill color. So whenever I want to start a new animation, I use the fill color to cover this draft area. So this draft area is called the canvas. Just like somebody in fine art will draw on his canvas, for us in computer science, we also have a canvas area for drawing. So in this case now, the fill color, if I want the background of my drawing to be black, I will allow it the fill color that is here already. If I want it to be a different color, I'll just click on this fill color and select Are you seeing the color palette that came up?
Yes, ma'am.
Uh-huh.
Good.
So
Yes, ma'am.
there are three patterns or three methods of choosing your color from this palette. You have the RGB. The RGB gives you these three lines, and depending on the depth of
Red, green,
depending on the depth of color you want.
yellow.
If I want yellow, for instance, I'll keep clicking on the edge, and then you see the yellow is coming up. If I want green, of course, you see the green up here. If I want blue, I can click towards the end that is darker, then I'll pick a shade, and then from there, you get the depth you want, and so on. If I want white, but if I don't want to follow this pattern to choose my color, after the RGB, you see the words. Who can tell me the next thing after RGB? YUV. Can you see YUV there? Hello,
Yes, ma'am.
yeah, so I can now go to YUV. I can go to the HSV. The HSV gives me like more like presenting all these colors in a round pattern. So I can just choose if I click on or drag this point to anything I want, to any of the colors I want. You have 0 and 1, so you can choose anything you want. If I want blue, I drag it this way, and then my fill color now right now is blue. So I can close it. Sorry, go back. Click there, and now close. You see my fill color is now what? Blue. So in this case, whenever you change or choose any fill color, you can now choose the shape you want. To choose the shape, you now see all these tools here. If I want a round shape, please pay attention. If I want a round shape, this is my round shape here. I don't know if you can see the ball. This is my square shape. This is my star shape. And this is a polygon tool. This for gradients. I'll teach you all this by the time we start tomorrow's class. But today, let's do something simple. I'm using free Zoom. So by 40 minutes, it should be crying out for. Okay, so now I just want a rectangle. What I have on the canvas has rectangular shape. So I want to just cover this canvas so that by the time I present my animation, the background you'll be seeing is whatever color I'm going to use now to cover this canvas area. So okay, very good. Okay, so I'm going to click, now that I've selected the color, if I want the color to be black, I don't have to change it. I'll leave the color as it's where. Let's say maybe I want a black background. I'll simply come here and click on this black side. And then, so now that I've selected black, I'll close the palette. And then you see my fill color instead of blue is now black. So whenever you want to choose any color, click on this fill color. It will bring up this. And then you can just click on the part of the color you want. If I want yellow, I'll drag this dot to yellow and then click to find yellow. So now let's just go with yellow now. Close this. My fill color is yellow. Then remember that my canvas shape is what? Square, rectangle. So I'm going to pick the rectangle tool and then use it to cover. I've picked it. Once you click on any tool, you have picked it. So I'm going to now click and drag. Click and drag. Sorry, admit. Sorry, somebody is waiting. Admit. Okay. Yeah. So that's giving me the shape. I'm going to just click, drag it to cover my screen. You can fully cover the screen. Now, after clicking and dragging it, you see that it's not fully covered. If I want it to be fully covered, I have to first drop this tool. So whenever I'm done doing anything, if I want to drop my tool, the first tool on the canvas area, this tool area, the first one there is called transform. So I'm going to just click on the transform tool. In that case, I've dropped the rectangle tool. Whenever you're done using circle tool or any of the tools, go and click on the first tool there, that's transform. By clicking on it, you've dropped that tool you used to work. And whenever you drop it, you now notice some points on your drawing. Right now, the rectangular has been drawn. Before I dropped that tool, there were no dots around, like these dots here. But immediately I dropped the tool. Now, these two dots are for extension and for carrying it. Like this one now, if I want to extend it to cover the entire canvas, I will click on the one at the end and drag. Did you notice that? It has covered the entire canvas. So the same with this, click and drag, it has covered. So now that is done. Now this is now my background. So whatever I want to draw, I can draw it here. It has, somebody is waiting, 1 minute. It has a yellow background. Then what I want to achieve now is, I just want a rolling ball. Now, my job is to design this rolling ball. Let's call it a black rolling ball. And, you know, the drawing you're doing is the graphics. The addition of making it roll, making it bounce, making it do any other action is the animation. You understand? So it could be
Yes, ma'am.
drawing of a person. Then once you add that the person is walking or clapping, or that's the animating part. I don't understand. This is just the ordinary graphics that you made do something as if it is actually real. So, but of course, it's just you adding effect, or you adding number of frames per second. Now, if a picture is a frame, please note this. A picture is what? A frame. Now, if I add that same picture 24 times in a second, it will now be a movement effect. That's the animation now. We say that smooth animation happens 24 times per second. In you know what a second is, and not 1 minute, though. 1 second. In that 1 second, you have 24 pictures. I don't know if you understand. So it will now look like each picture 1 will replace 2. 3 will replace picture 2 will replace picture 1. Picture 3 will replace 2. And that means, imagine having 24 pictures that will replace each other per second. So that gives you the effect of movement. That's not just effect of movement, that's effect of smooth movement. Okay? So that's what we're going to practice. We just do a drawing, and that drawing is called, is on a frame. You know, like you snap picture, you say, this is my frame, and you keep it in a frame. Now that same picture, now imagine that you duplicated it into 24 places. And then in 1 second, each one is replacing another. When you're in different, it will now look like you're walking, or you're, whatever it is, you want the effect you want it to have. So, but note that smooth animation is what? 24 frames per second.
Seconds.
In 1 second, the frames, 24 frames happening in 1 second. Okay. Which one is open? Okay, so let's start the before my time ends. Let me do a black ball. Now that I'm done with my rectangle, I want the ball I'm going to activate to be black. So I'm going to change that color, fill color to black, and then close. Then go to, of course, a ball is what? Round in shape, right? Pick my circle tool. My system is quite slow today. We don't see. So pick my circle tool and now draw a ball. It's still holding. Yeah, let's do this. Okay, see it here. So let's just draw a ball. Now, you know, there's no handle on this, but once I drop it, notice that if I click on the transform tool, this ball, this round shape now has 2 points. The center point is for moving it from one place to the other. The outer point is for increasing the number of pixels. Pixels to make it,
Okay.
if I extend this, once I click on the outer one and drag it, it is now a bigger ball, right? So I can now click at
Mm.
on the center one and position it so it will be only on this it will end in 10 minutes, no hurry. So I'll click on the center one and position it well. So you understand? Now I'm done with the drawing. I just want to draw a black rolling ball. Now this is graphics done. The animation part is where you now make it, give it life or activate it or make it move, that kind of thing. So, but note that before we even start drawing background or whatever, you have to set the properties of your animation. So to set your properties, I don't know if you can see the menu. We have file, edit, view, canvas, and so on. So to set your menu, go to canvas and go to properties. I went to canvas, then properties, and then I want to call this black rolling ball. Notice that the name I'm giving it, I'm not putting space, okay? Then that's under image. I gave the image a name. Then under time, frames per second is by default how many? 24. So, and my start time is usually 0 because 0 frame, because before I even add first frame, it is on 0 frame. Then my end time, let's just make it short because let's make it, how many frames per second? Remember it's 24 frames. So let's say I want to make it for 1 second. I will do 1 second and that'll be 24. If I do put 1 second, that's 1s. Now, end time is what? 24 frames, right? Duration is what? 25 frames. Now, let me explain this. End time is usually that one you say, because I put 1 second. And remember that it is set at how many? 24 frames per second. So that my 1 second will be only 24 frame movements. The duration is after it has used up that 24 frames, it will use 1 extra time to go back to the position where it started originally. So wherever my ball is now, it will move with that 24 frames, and then the extra, it must add extra 1 plus 1 frame so that it can return back to the original position where it started from. So now if my start time is 0 now and I put my end time to be 2s, that's 2 seconds. So you see now that 2 seconds has automatically turned to 48 frames. And then duration is now what? 49. Remember, it must add 1 so that it will use it to return back. So let's now do it. Let's go with 48. Let me see if my time can carry that. I'll click on apply. I'll click on OK. Now I have to work with 48 frames. So, and my start point is 0. I have to click. There's an icon here. Turn on animate. So you have to turn on the editing mode, that's animation mode, by clicking on this green man. Can you see my cursor? Hello?
No, ma.
No, I can't see it.
Okay.
You can see it.
Can you see the green man there?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Yes, ma.
Once I click on it now, it is now on animation mode. The graphics, you have to click it only when you're done drawing. I just view the background so that my canvas will have covered yellow background. And now I want a ball that will be rolling up, down on the background. So let's just start with something simple. Then once I'm done with the drawing, I click on the animation mode. Now it is on animation mode. Remember I set it to, I don't know if you can, is this too much for one day? Hello, are we listening? Is it too much for
Yes,
one?
ma.
Hello.
No,
Am I going too fast?
No.
Oh, I
no,
should
ma.
not.
We are following.
No, ma.
Okay. Okay. So
Oh,
now
no.
okay. It is on animation mode
No.
now. Don't forget that my start time when I was setting properties was what? 0.
0.
Yeah. So now you want to tell it there is on the right left hand side there where you have a key. Can you see the key?
Yes, ma.
Uh-huh. This is where animation happens. So once I turn on the animation mode, I will take note of the 0F here, and then I'll click on the key. So it will tell me that this position I am now, the ball is at this very time, is the position it is at 0 frames. Remember, I'm working with 48, so I'm going to make it at maybe 12, 12, 12, so that it won't take time. But when you repeat it, please make your own. Um, make it 2, 2 or 6, 6. So let me use 12, 12. Now, you see this 0 now on the key part is highlighted. Watch me. By the time I change this, Oga, I'm telling it, Oga, on 0F, you're at this position. No problem. Then I'm telling it in the next 12, I'll change that 0 here to 12 and I'll hit enter key. Drag to you. So what? Once I hit the enter key, once I hit the enter key, okay, sorry, man. I don't know where you continue from me. Okay. So if there's a plus sign here, once I hit that enter key, this plus here becomes highlighted. Can you see the plus sign? Hello, are we together?
Yes, ma.
Under the
Yes,
Yes,
ma.
please.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
under the key,
Yes.
can you see
Yes,
plus
ma'am. You can
sign?
see.
Okay, so once I hit that enter key, well, under here, I'll change it to 12. And when you're using 666, you change to 6 instead of 12. So, and you hit enter in your system, the plus will be highlighted. So you click on the plus, and then it will generate a new key. We'll call this one like a timeline, right? So I now click on this new timeline and drag my ball wherever I want. I'll tell it, oh, your ball, in the next 12 frames, see where I want you to be. I'm done with that. Then I'll change this to 24, 24, and hit enter. Now you see that the cross is highlighted again. I'll click on this cross. It will generate a new timeline for me, 24 under. So I'll click on the 24 and now carry the ball where I want it to be in that next 24 frames. I'm saying, ball, in the next 24 frames, please be here. So I'll change to 36. Hit enter, my cross or plus sign is highlighted. Click on the plus sign. If you're not seeing the what is generated, just open here and drag it down. It's right under this one. See my 36. I'm not saying in the next 36 frames, I want it to come here. Then finally, it went back to let me change that again to 36. Exit enter. graphic on
You
30.
have 36 already.
Okay. Yeah. In the next 36, I want it to come down.